Hi, this is Sean, and in this lesson we're going to look at chord movements Barry Harris style on the tune Polka Dots and Moonbeams. We'll learn why it's such a great tune for movement in the first place, and I'll show you plenty of tips and tricks about how I make decisions and how I structure these chord movements. If you're interested in more of this sort of thing, or you just want to get your playing to the level where you can start to focus on this sort of thing, then come and join us on Jazz Skills. Meanwhile, please do give us a like and a subscribe and hit the notification bell. It's really helping us to grow and do more of this for you. In fact, we recently hit 1 million views on YouTube, so thank you for that. Without further ado, let's take a look at the lesson. So Polka Dots, another great tune for movement. I mean, look how much single step movement we get. Da 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 dum, da 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 da, dee da ba da dum. Perfect. Even here, dee da dum, all single steps. Da 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 dum, single steps there as well. It's just perfect. So we have key of F. You can probably see the 1-6-2-5 progression if you're at this webinar. Perfect movement. So look at that first melody. We get all of that before that jump, single steps. So this is perfect, but again, we've got a tune where the FMaj6 diminished doesn't have its diminished note, that D flat or C sharp, in the melody. It just goes past it, right? And so on cases like this, what I'll do is I'll begin moving from that second note like that. So I'll leave the first one as it is and I'll go something like this. I'll fill in the time here with just an F with that rest. And then we've got a single note, fine. Something like that. So let's see what we're doing. We could do this in several ways. One way could be chords going up, FMaj6 diminished, single notes going down in the left, fine. And then whatever, I've got some chords and things I do just before the G minor, but that's not what today is about. But that's one way to do it. It could be maybe just the top two notes move like that, and then maybe the next inversion, the top two notes move. Could be. It could be that building up notes thing we sometimes talk about. So we've got in F major, we've got one note, two notes. So we're just going to go apart. Let's just go like this. And then we fill in the diminished note in the middle. So it goes one note, two notes. Sorry, one note, two notes, three notes, four notes, filling in the major notes in the middle. 5 notes, filling in the diminished notes in the middle. Filling in the major notes, so it becomes like this. Something like that, right? So you see, just on one bar there can be so much to learn. I'm sure there are things that I don't know about moving there yet, and that's the wonderful thing about these principles. It's a lifetime study and a lifetime of discovery. Let's see. So can somebody tell me, when we have G minor 7th, which major 6 does it come from? G minor 7th, what's the major 6? B flat 6, well done. So in B flat 6, there's our B flat 6, go to a C, one tone above, and play a diminished. You've got the two chords to make a diminished, major 6 diminished scale. So that first note being a diminished note is quite unusual. So we could just create some tension at the beginning of that bar. Like, because when that's a diminished, maybe we'll move this one up as well. So the G's been moved to A, so we'll move this note up as well. So we see what's happening in B flat 6. Instead of saying B flat 6 to C diminished, we're saying B flat 6 with a couple of C diminished notes. And then I'll complement it in the left hand, this kind of thing. And did you notice, in B flat 6, these two, although these are single step movements in F, the key we're in B flat 6, this is not a single step, because in B flat major 6 diminished, it would go like that. But this is not saying, it's saying, so I'm just going to leave the rest. Let's see. Because you know, one of the misconceptions for me is sometimes people think they have to move everything. You don't. Just look for the low-hanging fruit. Look for the simple stuff. Then we've got the same stuff we had before. Yes. So again, we've got a G minor 7th, and as you correctly pointed out, many of you, that corresponds with B flat 6. So I've got my B flat major 6 diminished, B flat 6, C diminished. I'll keep saying it. Alternating to make scales of chords. All of them are inversions of B flat 6 or C diminished. Now, if we look at those melody notes, there's the diminished note on the C, because C's got to come from C diminished, hasn't it? So we could have fill in the space, just like we did on the previous tune, with the bottom and top of G minor 7, diminished notes moving in contrary motion, so the hands are just moving together. And let's see what happens on the next line. Yep. By the way, this for me is not a B flat minor 7. That's a B flat minor 6. It's a 4 minor 6. Now, it may be a bit clunky to move all those notes, you know, everything moving. So, can just be the top two like that. Fine. A minor 7. Yeah, this is a trickier one. Because what's the function of A minor 7 in this key? We're in the key of F. Can somebody tell me? It is 3, but what does 3 mean in the key of F? What's it the same as function-wise? Well done. Yep, same as home. Well done. So sometimes you just got to use a bit of common sense when something doesn't sound right. Because if we follow the rules blindly, we would say A minor 7 is C6, right? And then we'd take C6, then we'd go C major 6 diminished. But is that going to work here? It's not really. Feels weird to me. I would prefer to just say to move it through F major 6 diminished, because it's functioning as an F. 1 and 3 mean the same thing. So this is F6 diminished, right? Even though it's called 3. Doesn't mean that you have to start on an F6. You can still start on an A minor 7, but use the diminished from F6. And then no real diminished note movement there. Something like that. So you see, there's a ton in there just by mainly learning major 6 diminished movement. Hope you enjoyed that. Consider joining us on Jazz Skills, where we have a developing fluency course to teach you the language and get you fluent playing it. So it's not just academic information, and much more after that, including improvisation, voicings, movements, rhythm, accompanying, support from me and a vibrant community. You name it, we've got it. Take care. Bye for now.